And in other news, the UK Parliament voted in favour of keeping the government's COVID-19 emergency provisions for a further 6 months. Thursday's vote came 1 year after the Act's inception. NTD's Neil Woodrow has the details.
On Thursday in the House of Commons, MPs voted 484 to 76 in favour of keeping the Coronavirus Act 2020 in force until September. Opposition came from dozens of Tory backbenchers. The Public Health Act from 1984 is the basis for most of the emergency powers that the government has used to respond to COVID-19. Under the Act, ministers can close schools, shops and restaurants, as well as prohibit gatherings. Additionally, a magistrate has the power under the Act to make a person submit to a medical examination, detain them in hospital, hold them in quarantine and make them abstain from working or trading. The Coronavirus Act from March 2020 expanded those powers with the aims to slow the spread of the virus, reduce the burden on public bodies and help maintain delivery of public services.
They are exceptional powers and they are approved by this House for the use in the most extreme of situations and must be seen in this light. And because of the progress we've made, we're now able to expire and suspend a whole raft of measures within this Act, just as we expired provisions after the last review 6 months ago.
But one part of the Act that troubled the Labour Shadow Health Secretary was
the application of the Section 21, the power to detain potentially infectious persons, has been used for a number of prosecutions, every one of which was found to be unlawful when reviewed by the CPS.
Liberal Democrat MP Munira Wilson said earlier under the Coronavirus Act, 250 people were wrongfully charged. Tory MP Mark Harper picked up on this point.
It says in his letter, in the one-year review of the Act, that those are intended to be long-term powers, and he's also just suggested that these provisions might be rolled forward a further 6 months. That's why so many of us are worried. These are extraordinary provisions, not for normal times, and they should be expired at the earliest possible opportunity.
I actually agree with him that they should be expired at the earliest opportunity.
Ed Davey, the leader of the Liberal Democrats, said renewing the Act is about extra powers for ministers.
Powers which have serious implications for people's freedoms, but are not crucial to help the fight against COVID. So, of course, the Liberal Democrats will vote against this bill tonight.
Prime Minister Boris Johnson has received criticisms from a number of his own Conservative lawmakers over the government's intention to extend its wide-ranging pandemic powers and social restrictions.
The libertarian in me is also trying to protect people's fundamental right to life and their ability to live their lives normally, and the only way really to restore that for everybody is for us to beat the disease.
It was clear from the debate that many have concerns over aspects of the Act, but the government was able to get it through with a big number. Neil Woodrow, NTD News, London.